is Scott Howlett. A lot of people have a negative stigma towards sports betting. It tears apart households, people lose paychecks, people lose thousands and thousands of dollars. And to be honest, that really does happen. But as an avid sports bettor myself, I'm here to tell you that there are some pros to it, and it's not all cons. AboutSports.com has an article called Keeping Sports Betting in Perspective. It states in it that a primary reason someone bets on sports is the amount of time it occupies a person. And to be honest, that is a fair reason. Many times a fan's favorite team will have a bye week, and during that bye week, they won't have a rooting interest in any game because their favorite team's not playing. Now, a person should not be putting their entire paycheck into a game, but let's say someone puts like $20 on someone. It gives them a rooting interest. It adds just an emotional attachment to the game, and it could win someone some money. That's why sports, you'll see, a lot of times do kind of push the sports betting. I mean, NFL.com even has fantasy stuff on their own website. The Fantasy Sports Trade Association estimates that 33,559,990 people played fantasy sports in the U.S. in 2013. That number keeps on growing. Think about this. The three biggest sports in America, viewership-wise, are the NFL, the NBA, and the MLB. The three biggest sports that are bet on are the NFL, NBA, and MLB. Some might wonder, is there a connection between the two? And there certainly are. People will pay attention to, let's say, ESPN and see, oh, there's a spread out there. Oh, there's an over-under out there. I wonder why. Well, that's because ESPN realizes how big fantasy and gambling are in the world of sports. Look at companies such as FanDuel and DraftKings. Those companies have generated millions and millions of dollars. Sure, if there's some controversy between them about inside trading, and if it's really a game of skill or gambling, I mean, those things, there's a gray area between those two anyway. But the reason they are so big is because it really does add a huge interest in the sports. I personally do not watch that much NBA. I mean, I love watching my favorite players such as LeBron James, but a lot of times it gets a little slow, the defense isn't played too much, and it's just, I don't know, it's just not very interesting to me. Same thing with the MLB. I consider it very slow. I just don't really enjoy watching it. But let's say I throw maybe $10 towards a game, or I make a FanDuel lineup. Now, all of a sudden, I kind of have an interest in the sport. See, sports betting, sure, can be a horrible thing. You should by no means think of it as such as investing, something that you really can grow wealth on. But if one considers sports betting for what it really should be, just a fun activity to gauge interest in a sport, it really isn't that bad of a thing. Just like eating or drinking or anything, it should be done in moderation. Nobody should be a glutton when it comes to fantasy or gambling. You should not be spending huge amounts. But if you do spend a measly amount of like $10 or something, you'll be surprised at how much interest you really can have in the sport. Thank you for listening.